Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Team Aizat, and today we are presenting Power Root. Starting off right away, I'm Alif Ashraf bin Abdul Aziz, and I'll be talking about company background, Porter 5 forces, and SWOT analysis. So, why do our group decided on Power Root? It's because we, as students, we love staying up late, and coffee is our best friend. Power Root is one of the largest coffee manufacturers around in Malaysia. The company was founded on 23rd July 1999 in Johor Bahru, and since then, they have been the leading company in developing and manufacturing herbal coffees such as Tongkat Ali and Kacik Fatimah. Let's jump straight to Porter 5 forces. When we talk about new entrants, Power Root has nothing to worry about. Since the coffee market in Malaysia has been in a state of oligopoly for so long, there are virtually impossible chances for new entrants to join the market. Matters concerning rivalries, however, that would pose a problem to Power Root. Now you see, the main rivals for Power Root are none other than Nescafe, the brand under Nestle, and Old Town. These two companies has their own distinctive advantages over Power Root. Nescafe with their cheap prices and brand awareness, I mean, who in Malaysia does not know of Nescafe by this point? No? While Old Town has been monopolizing their hold on coffee cafes. Furthermore, the brand has a multitude of substitute products to choose from. You name it, they got it. From Indocafe, Nescafe, local Chinese coffee packs, there are multiple substitutes to Power Root available to customers. And more often than not, these products are cheaper as well. Speaking of cheaper prices, customers' bargaining power came into play. The customers, they will always prefer a cheaper alternative if it's available. Thus, Power Root might be struggling to compete in terms of product prices. Not just product prices, suppliers can also bargain their way with Power Root. Since right now there are quite a number of big coffee companies around in Malaysia, the suppliers can just choose the company that pay more for their supplies, thus making it a tad difficult for Power Root to compete on cost leadership. Without further ado, let's go straight to SWOT analysis. The strength of Power Root mostly came from the brand name. Power Root is a company that's built upon the reputation of their fine herbal coffee products, like Tongkat Ali, Kacik Fatimah, Ginseng Coffee, among others. And the company is one of the biggest coffee manufacturers in Malaysia. Not only that, the company also expands their products to outside Malaysia as well, notably in the Middle East region, Southeast Asia, as well as China. Power Root also has a good promotional campaign going on. If you remember in television a while back, Pakcik Menang Motor. The point is that the campaign is quite memorable. The glaring weakness that Power Root has is that this is a company that relies heavily on coffee. Problem with this over-reliance means that the company will have a hard time to diversify into other products as a safety net. Another weakness that was found with the company is that the products are mostly 3-in-1 sachets, which raises health concerns because 3-in-1 sachets, as we all know, they contain absurd amounts of sugar that could affect the health of drinkers. Last but not least, the company misses out on European markets since Europeans are avid coffee lovers. Aside from all the weaknesses, there are also opportunities for Power Root. The company can collaborate with local cafes to provide fresh coffee powders. This can mitigate the effects the health concerns has over the 3-in-1 sachets. Also, the company can opt to diversify its products into foodstuffs, something that goes great with coffee, such as biscuits. Well, not only that, Power Root can also expand to Western countries to further increase brand awareness. Threats to Power Root include the health concerns due to 3-in-1 sachets. Also, the product prices are subject to the cost of coffee and dairy items. And last but not least, let's not forget the substitute products that compete with Power Root brands via cheaper prices.
My name is Muhammad Najmuddin bin Muhammad Yusof. For the company that we analyze, we recognize that they have two products that have profit potential in the food and beverage industry. So the first product is the instant coffee. In 2016, the instant coffee market consumed 21.5 million 60 kilograms bags of coffee, which represent a 3.6% compound annual growth rate from 2009 until 2019. Instant coffee is most popular in emerging markets, particularly Eastern Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and ASEAN Pacific. Instant coffee market represent approximately 13.8% of overall coffee consumption, based on a International Coffee Organization in 2016 report. that state the world consumed 155.7 million 60 kilogram bags of coffee in 2016. Instant coffee grows 3.6% compound annual rate from 2009, which exceed the compound annual growth of 1.9% in the overall consumption of coffee, which suggests that coffee drinkers increasingly are choosing the instant coffee. In Malaysia, Power Road generate 179 million ringgit in 2019, giving it 11% market share of instant coffee sales in Malaysia. The second product is energy drinks. Global energy drink sales reached a value of 53.1 billion USD in 2018 and are expected to reach 86.1 billion USD by 2026. Energy drinks are part of the broader soft drink category, which include carbonate beverage, fruit and vegetable juices, water, sport drinks, beverage concentrates, and ready-to-drink tea. Within this drink, consumers have been buying less soda and more energy drinks. The energy drink industry have been growing profitably for years and it appears on track to keep growing despite regulatory and health challenge. In Malaysia, Power Road earned 45 million ringgit in 2019 from domestic energy drink sales, yielding approximately 21% of the Malaysian's energy drink market. In law and regulation matter, Tech Compliance identifies an adherence of an organization activities to relevant laws and guidelines. They constantly looking for ways to reduce environmental impact of the operation. For energy and water, the facility was designed and constructed in a way that reduces demand for energy resource and has lower carbon emission than other typical buildings. Power also incorporate a few environmental innovation linked to energy saving into the existing factory. For example, conversion of conventional lighting to LED lights throughout the building and window display are designed to intensify natural light. For water management, they rely on clean water for production processes. Water which is polluted and inconsistent supply will have an adverse effect on production. Therefore, it is important to maintain sustainable supplies of water and use water as efficiently as possible in operation, both now and for the future. The company implements various initiatives to manage water consumption, such as monitoring water bills for leakage control. In addition to that, they place a water treatment plant to treat wastewater with minimum impact on the environment. For electricity management, as a result of energy efficiency improvement initiative as mentioned above, Power Road average energy usage decreased by 5.6% in 2018. The company will continue to monitor energy consumption and explore new ways to increase the energy efficiency of the plant. At the same time, they will continue to encourage employees to practice the following: turn off lights, air conditioning or other electrical appliances in the rooms, pantry, toilets when they are not required, and turn off light when the room are not occupied. Power Road are consistently strive to improve waste management and reduce energy and water consumption. Department of Environment Malaysia, which ensure that the company operate in an environmentally responsible manner. Scheduled waste generated from the company operation is collected by approved contractor pursuant to the environmental quality regulation. As for non-scheduled waste generated, it is scrapped or collected by selected waste collector to be recycled or disposed at the landfill. There was no any legal action taken against the company or any fine or monetary sanction imposed related to environmental aspect during the year 2018 and 2019.
Okay, next for competitive advantage, Power Root berhad primary differentiate its coffee and energy drink by promoting their natural ingredient, specifically Tongkat Ali and Kacik Fatimah. Tongkat Ali, which the scientific community calls Eurocoma longifolia, is a tall evergreen shrub tea found in Southeast Asia that possibly can increase male fertility, according to WebMD. Tongkat Ali also is alleged to have other myriad health benefits to include increased athletic performance and treatment for various illnesses. But these benefits are inclusive, according to WebMD. In addition to its possible health benefit, Tongkat Ali sometimes is used to enhance the taste of Powerade drink because it is better, according to company website. The other natural ingredient in Powerade product, Kacik Fatimah, we also called Labisa pumila, is an herb found in the Malaysia rainforest that provide various female health benefit, according to Powerade website, where MD did not contact information on this herb. In addition to promoting the use of natural ingredient, Powerade attempt to differentiate its product by partnering with various Malaysian celebrities. In 2016, the company signed mixed martial art fighter Peter Davis as an ambassador for its energy drink. Also, in 2016, the company partnered with Malaysia radio DJ and TV host Faizal Ismail as an ambassador for its Ali Cafe Tongkat Ali and ginseng product. In 2019, the company partnered with Malaysia versatile celebrity Alif Satar as an ambassador for its Ali Cafe Tongkat Ali and ginseng product.
I am Afiq. I will present on financial analysis. First, we will take a look on liquidity ratios, and based on the result, you can see on the slide, it tells us that Powerade don't have any issue to meet their short-term obligation, means they afford to settle their liabilities that required to pay within 1 year. And then, based on quick ratio, the result and explanation almost the same. The only difference is, even if they don't sell their inventories, Powerade still able to settle their short-term obligation. Then we go for net working capital. Net working capital has a positive value. This is good because it tells us that current asset in the Powerade is higher than current liabilities. This will tell us that Powerade is stable and have a good or money management, means good asset management and money management. And then we will take a look on leverage ratio. We could see it have a good debt ratio, which is only 34%. This means debt of Powerade is not higher. Most of their asset is under a complete control of Powerade itself. So it is a good ratio. And then thirdly, we will take a look on efficiency ratio. Okay, in this area, we could see the average collection period for Powerade is about 127 days. They took 127 days to make a collection. It will be better if they can reduce the number of days. They should be more aggressive on making collection and reduce it to 90 or 19 days only. Then, as for their total asset turnover, we can see it just average or normal at 1. This means Powerade not able to use their resource or asset efficiently. Then they should pay more attention on how to utilize their resource more efficiently, because they have potential to regenerate or generate more profit. And finally, on profitability ratios, they have a high sale based on their net profit margin, but their profit is considered low because it just around 8.45%. Their cost maybe is considered high, or they have a high cost of goods sold. And finally, based on return on total asset, the return is only about 8.6%. The value is positive and it is good, however, it is quite low. They should achieve higher percentage to attract more investor and gain more profit, because they have a potential with their current asset and their current condition. And in industry of food and beverage, there are no problem even during this pandemic.
Okay, move to next presenter, which is me. My name is Muhammad Amin. I would like to present regarding corporate strategy analysis. Corporate strategy define which areas of the industry a company competes in. The business strategy define how it competes to gain and maintain a competitive edge. Effective strategy planning will result in making informed decisions that enable an organization to achieve its goal. And a balanced scorecard measuring the performance of a company, mission and policy reflect the progress toward achieving these goals. So, by analysing this result and acting to improve the efficiency, enable corporate to become success. So, there are four main components of corporate strategy analysis. The first one is allocation of resources. The second one is organizational design. Third one is portfolio management. And the last one is strategy trade-off. Allocation resources, it consists of two parts, which is people and capital. People, the company should ensure an appropriate supply of talent is available to all of its business. And for capital, they need to allocate capital across businesses so it earn the highest risk-adjusted return. Meanwhile, for organization design, it also consists of two, which is head office and organizational structure. Head office, it influence on the strategy of business unit, while organizational structure is allowing the balance between risk and return to exist by separating responsibility. For portfolio management, it when the company decide what business to be in or to be out for, and also it creates strategy option by seeding new opportunity that could be heavily invest in if appropriate. So, to relate with the company that we have chosen, which is Powerroot. In 2012, Powerroot launched new product called Ahwat White Coffee. The product target country Chinese community. When the product first launched, only had 4 variant type of product in Malaysia. Then they start to export and launch in Singapore, Hong Kong, China and Philippines. The brand was well received by various market because of the effective marketing and branding strategy. Then they start to produce 10 different products after gets supporting feedback from customer. Ahwat is the subsidiary company of Powerroot. As we all know, Powerroot is famous of coffee, but Ahwat bring different type of product which consists of tea, cocoa and others. Even though being challenged by competitor, Powerroot came out with idea to focus on a particular type of customer. This has been done when they acquired Ahwat Sdn Bhd. So, to relate to the economic consequences of managing all different business under one corporate umbrella, first, the advantage is Powerroot will gain more profit, which will benefit the income of the company. Then they also will create many job opportunity. Besides that, they can gain more profit, thus dividend to their shareholder will be higher. Meanwhile, the disadvantage of the economic consequences will be the main focus of Powerroot on coffee will be lower since they acquire new product. And last one, the Ahwat product only targeted Chinese community, which is minority in Malaysia, means sale will be not too higher. Okay, move to next, which is recommendation. Basically, our group have various recommendation for empowering the Powerroot. First, Powerroot should consider diversify itself into product that have good synergy with their main product, which is coffee. Foods such as hard bread and cookies are example of good product to be considered. Second, the company might try to go fresh, which basically mean that the company should try by providing fresher alternative to the 3-in-1 pack. A good way to start will to provide fresh coffee powder and dryer to hotel, then slowly work their way to coffee cafe. And last but not least, Power Road should really consider expanding to Western country. This is a good time to do so because currently Westerner are now preferring healthier alternative to their food stuff.